understand that gentleman who was saying that we must not say all whatever, trying to be nice. This sweet talking is the one that led us to be where we are. As a man, you must not be soft. It's not a lie that these Nigerians are selling powder in South Africa. It's not a lie that they are kidnapping kids. It's not a lie that these people are hijacking buildings. Why should we be sweet talking about these things? We'll sweet talk these things up until when, guys? We need to make sure that we tell the truth as it is. The Somalians, Ethiopians are selling this expired food. You cannot come here and I don't know if you want to be nice or what. To who? Come on, man. We are tired of that nice talk. It's time now for us to make sure that we tell the truth as it is. We are tired of just being nice. Those that want to be nice, just like the Malemas that want to be lucky packet of the whole of Africa, they must not do it here. They must go and do it in whatever house there. Is it Winnie Mandela House? I think they must change that name to be something else, because they are insulting Ukok, Winnie. We are tired of these people, man. Like, seriously. We need to be honest, man. Seriously. It's boring to hear this thing from a man. A sweet man, a soft one. Hello? Hello? Can you all hear me, guys?
We can hear you, man. We can hear you.
Yeah. Because, like, all the time. Hey, not all of them. This one, what? We even South Africans. Come on, man. Let's not be stupid. That's just the mind of a weak man. We're in South Africa here. Obviously, criminals, majority of them will be South Africans or somehow. Now these people are even the majority that are doing these crimes. Didn't you see that ugly one called Data? He wanted to hire the people that are foreigners so that they can be able to communicate with the criminals. It means the criminals themselves are not even South Africans. They're telling you indirectly that most of these criminals are not. They can't even speak South African languages. That's what those people are saying. Then someone wants to come here and be a sweet talker. A man. Come on, man. Every week we are burying kids. All in the hands of this thing of if you don't want to be labeled Zen, or let it be, man. We are tired of, like, seriously, we are tired. They can call us Zeno if they want to. We are protecting our country, we are protecting our children. We cannot just stand here and just be nice and be lucky packet just to nurse people's feelings. Come on, man. For over 30 years, we've been quiet. When we talk, we were being suppressed. Hey, you are Zeno. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Even this leadership now, whoever says he wants to be sweet talker, let him go and be sweet talker in his own yard, to his girlfriend and his concubines and his wife. He can be a sweet talker there. Here we are talking about something that is a state agency, criminal, which is this illegal foreigners. We are tired. This person, you just want to look illegal mining, isn't it, Basutu? Majority of them. You want to come here and just want to impress people. Why to impress the Mzungus? You must foot man. Thank you.
Nothing has changed in the visa requirements. The only thing that has changed is that they can get an e-visa. Basically, they take their passport, type in their information, and get their passport back whilst they wait for results for a visa. We are going to challenge you on these things here because we are not dense. We are not organs. We are not dense. We are going to challenge you.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to say. He ran away food. Mrs.
Wow.
K, go ahead. Okay.
Wow. Azania, first time in this engagement, honest and transparent. I'm sorry, I will say it. Wow, I applaud 100%. I'm not going to be here to defend Supersport or what, but you know what you said, Put? This is a solution. You said Ramaphosa never said criminals and illegal immigrants. my point exactly. We can't say mabahambe. We're dealing with criminals and illegal documentation. So mina sengisaba into eyi-one mabe ngithi ngicela ukukhuluma futhi ngiyayehla. Guys, ngicela ningisizeni ning-assist and guide me ngoba angisayazi into ekuyi-opinion yami engizoyikhuluma ezongiyenza ukuthi I must be also aligned as an agent of Nigerians or me selling the country, because it feels like maybe sometimes if I will cough out what I feel to say, sometimes I'll be labeled, attacked as being an agent of Nigerians, which is not fair. But you see, all I was asking, it was a solution. And now I feel ukuthi Uput Azania has presented that, and with lots of love, and I applaud you, Putwami, I respect you. You just said something here. Ramaphosa never said illegal and criminals, Nigerians, should be granted that. Now here we are fighting those illegals and criminals whom are doing powder and all those things. I said my point, Mr. Azania, to say not all of them, as all of us South Africans, we are not all perfect. That was my point. But says yasaba ngizosaba mina to raise my consciousness or to raise a point, because if maybe I say something esuka kancane or in a favor I'm a South African, I'll be labeled as an agent of Nigerians. Ngiyabonga.
Can I respond to that?
Can I just ask Mr. Speaker, guys? I'm not wearing my glasses. Azania, it's the.
Yes, it's Mr. Right. Speaker. I'll speak after you, just to respond.
Oh, okay. So, but Mr. Speaker, I mean, I don't know. It's like you subscribe to pan-African. I mean, yeah, it's like you're subscribing to pan-Africanism. The way you talk about how we should be united and all those things, and how we shouldn't blame certain people for certain things. It's like you are, it's like we actually don't know where you stand. I don't know whether you're patriotic or you are, and yeah, sure.
Okay, ngicela uku-answer ngenhlonipho. Mama, if you listen to my conversation from the start, ngithe there must never be an attack as Africans, because both sides, whether Nigerian or what, let's not be tribal and what. Let's look at the problem. The problem is what? It's people who are doing illegal activities, but we can never learn, Mama, sithi wonke umuntu. Khona ubhuti oke wakhuluma, somebody spoke about being tribal in our own country. There's Zulus, Sotus, and what. Mina ngithi we are all Africans. All we need not to tolerate it's illegal activities that puts us in a position that is compromising us, Mama. I said it, and I'm not gonna back down. I said this thing of solving issues with anger and hatred. We can't say all Nigerians. We can't say all Somalians, and then we can't say all of. Mina ngibela ku point ukuthi we deal with those who are within the boundaries of the law, Mama. I'm standing there. Not we must exaggerate everyone.
Mr. Speaker, can I ask you a question?
Can I respond?
You will.
You are welcome, but
yeah, no, but then honestly speaking, like even if you're saying that, but you can't be saying that we're going to protect people who are doing certain things. Listen, I mean, I've heard you speak on other lives, and I think I've heard you on Bawati's live, whereby you were saying that criminals are criminals and we should treat them as such. And South Africans are also criminals, Nigerians are also.
Some of them, some.
Yes. So, some South Africans, but people know that I'm not talking about all South Africans, but some South Africans, they are criminals, some Nigerians are criminals. Let's treat them as such. And one thing, right, that I'm gonna say is that just because of that, we know how to deal with our criminals. We do not go to Nigeria and commit crime. We do not go to Ghana and commit crime. We do not go to these places and commit crime. So why would you want to compare us South Africans? Umuntu comes from there, far away, Uzalana, and commit crime. And then we have to say, it's just crime. No, we don't have to. You really don't have to put this in the same box. They're not in the same box, because at least if people are doing crime here, they'll be apprehended as they should, and they will be in jail. So now when you're saying all these things, these people, they come here, they do crime, they get away with it because they know that our systems are weak. They know that they don't even have what you call this, correct papers, so on and so forth. Like, there's so many factors to this. It's much deeper than just saying, it's just crime, and there's no way that these people are illegal because they got here on a plane. They are here legally. They're not. They're not.
So must I give other speakers a chance?
Yeah, I had a question for you, remember?
Sorry,
But if you put in a question, put Sienza again based on Usisi Aketu Kuluma, so I'm confused. That's why Bengo's Guti, should I answer Leyo, then listen to you?
Hold on, Mr. Speaker, you come in. Azania, did you have a question or you wanted to make a statement before we move to, I think Mrs. K also had something to say. Azania, are you still here?
Yes, I want
a question or a statement?
Yes, it's not really a question. It's a short statement. I promise I'll be short. I promise.
Okay. Then
So,
after Azania Sienza, you can ask your question, and Mr. Speaker, you can answer.
okay. The difficulty that us South Africans find ourselves in is that the line between the criminal Nigerians and the non-criminal Nigerians is thin. It's so blurred that we can't differentiate now anymore, because you find Nigerians who are legally in South Africa.
Can you please mute me?
Man, what is wrong with you guys? What type of men are you? You and your super sport, what type of men are you? Are you guys the men that are leading us? The men of 1976 didn't think like that. Today you have freedom, you can speak English and you can come here in the panel and tell us about pan-Africanism. It's because men were brave enough to fight. And you guys, because you are cowards, you want to hide behind pan-Africanism. If they're united and if they believe so much in pan-Africanism, why are they not doing pan-Africanism with Boko Haram? You guys love to preach unity and peace. There's no unity and peace in other countries. Let's start in Zimbabwe. Let's not even go to Nigeria. The Shonas and the Debelas don't like each other. What have you guys done as Pan-Africanism to help that? Now Mozambique is in the war. What have you Pan-Africanists done? Kenya, there was fighting. What did you Pan-Africanists do? Hey, we are tired with this Pan-Africanism. Maybe if you start an army and you start fighting for those African countries, Congo, those countries that are going through a lot, we're gonna see that you really want to fix Africa. Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanism, eating with fork and knife. You guys are tiring. You are the same like these politicians. You are the same. You are not different from them. The only difference is that when you're not accepting bribe, but you're accepting criminality and you're promoting it. You're just not getting paid for it. Please, guys, move to Nigeria. Take your wives and move to Nigeria. And let us see if you guys are going to survive this Pan-Africanism. If you're going to eat Pan-Africanism. If you're going to stay in a Pan-Africanism house and leave Pan-Africanism. Let us see what Pan-Africanism can bring you. Show us, guys. Please. Be an example of Pan-Africanism. We are tired of you preaching about Pan-Africanism and you're not doing nothing. At least when people are xenophobic, they act on the xenophobia. You guys, it's time that you act on your Pan-Africanism.
And he's saying that all criminals are all the same. It's something else when someone leaves their country to go to another country to actually commit a crime there. And I don't think that we should wait until somebody actually commits the crime, because by the time the crime is committed, it's already too late. Why this thing was not even put in place way before to prevent the crime, the typical crime that we know that these types of people from this specific region are more likely to commit. We already know the powder people. We already know what types of people do the other types of crime. Why do we have to wait until someone is dead, until someone is already powdered and lost their actual life? Why do we have to wait to that point before we say, okay, we're fed up with this person? We already know, because these people, they come here with no job. They don't get jobs. They don't come with government tender. They don't have any type of financial security coming into the country. And we act like surprised when they now live on crime. And then also the other part I wanted to bring to the panel's attention, that our rage must not be selective only to the specifics of Nigerians or the Mozambicans. It must also be to the South Africans who collaborate with these types of crimes. I'm gonna bring this up over and over again because some of our sisters have become the people who inherited the proceeds of the crime of the powder. They are driving cars while other people's children are buried because of that powder. Let's not just say these Nigerians, they are the only ones who do it. There's collaborators, our sisters who have put their heart out there, and made this life, and they know what these people do. Yeah, so the whole thing, Jay, is delusional if you say, we shouldn't tolerate this. When Asbongile, if you want to come to the panel, you raise your hand and you say what you want to say. Don't come after me. But this is my point. We cannot have them commit crimes and then we say we wait until they've committed a crime before we are angry enough to have barriers and laws that prohibit those types of people from coming into the...
Don't come for me. But I just arrived.
I see your comment. Then why are you commenting
why
on me?
Why responding to comment? You could have just typed the comment because I commented on the comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, then I was speaking when I saw that comment. My point is that people who are doing crime as foreigners, they are not doing it solely by themselves. There's people who are involved, who are South Africans, who are beneficiaries, who always hide under the skin of being South African and they have nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, they are inheriting all the proceeds of the crime that is being perpetrated in the country by these foreigners. Thank you.
Yep. Hi, good evening, guys.
You can come in, Papi.
Oh, thank you so much. This is very interesting. Last week I was watching a podcast where this lady has just been released from jail. He stays in Tembisa, and she was arrested because they were involved in transporting drugs, and then she was arrested in another country. And after being arrested, as usual, people that they have been communicating with, they can't be reachable, and she had to face the might of the law alone. And now she was released 2 weeks ago. So she's still fresh. And you see this case is over.
It's powder. It's powder, please.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's why I'm saying what I heard. So yeah, it's so painful that someone can come into your house or come to your country and do this, make someone to swallow 80, pills inside her stomach with the risk of her dying. So firstly, they don't care if you're gonna die or what, and secondly, they don't care if you get arrested because they are not going to get affected at all. And now we have to listen to people talking about Pan-African, saying Pan-African. How do we condone the nonsense whereby our kids die because they ate biscuits from a shop from someone who was not even registered, who was not compliant? So it's not only the issue of crime, but there is also the issue of you are not compliant. So it's criminal activity that you have made up your mind that I'm going to South Africa to trade illegally, and I'm going to be a criminal in that country because I'm going to kill people. So I think we should time now.
Language. It's TikTok language.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, I didn't know about that. I think it's high time now we stop being frank, we stop being friendly, we stop being trying to negotiate and talk to these people. I know that there are South Africans who are protecting these people and they are working with them. Like the gentleman who was here before, I could actually sense his direction that he cannot put himself in a South African a person who's a South African put himself in his shoes, that how would you feel if it was your sister swallowed 80 stuff in her stomach, or your daughter or your son is no longer alive, because of these things. I think it's high time we become very strict. When you go to other countries, you will feel that you are a foreigner. They will treat you like a foreigner. So I think, guys, we need to make a decision and say, what are we going to do about this? Because we cannot also come here and then get insulted by people, get insulted by the very same people who are doing this criminal activities in our country. It's such a level of disrespect we cannot really stand for. So I think we need to put our foot down and say, listen, we are not going to tolerate this anymore, because it has gone too far. It has gone too far. I have scrolled through some podcasts, where Nigerians were gathering and they were celebrating that President Cyril Ramaphosa said that their products must be on the shelves and there shouldn't be restrictions on the visas. They are just celebrating, and you can see that they are gathering. So now it's going to it has opened something else now, because these people they are now gathering, they are now planning some more shady stuff. So I think we need to we need to be unapologetic about how we feel and how we see things, and the decision that we want to make as the people of the Republic of South Africa. Thank you.
Hey, Jobo, we are all South African. Let's speak our South African languages. It's fine. Speak Venda for us and we can proceed. It's okay. If you are South African, we will not dispute that.
Okay, I'm not going to seek your validation from you regarding where I'm from, okay?
No, you don't have to seek validation, but I want you to be comfortable. Speak Venda. Speak Venda, my brother. We have Venda panelists as well.
You're not going to tell me what language to use.
No, why
can't you tell me what language
Why are you speaking
Are you ashamed of Chivenda?
Exactly, he's ashamed.
Ambani.
Amande. Awu bathuma ngudimo. Amani.
Wait, Nico, you can speak. You can make a submission.
This discussion was very productive earlier, but hey.
Okay, Nico, finish your submission, my brother.
I don't know.
Nico, can you say 16?
I was saying.
Can you say 16 before, please?
It's really, really important for people to speak up and to speak out, because if you don't speak up and you don't speak out, the abuse is going to continue and nothing is going to change. You'll continue to be subjugated. That's my opinion, and that's my opinion. And I'm speaking as a Nigerian. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Somebody had said earlier, Nigerians sugarcoat their issues. When Nigerians are speaking about their issues in Nigerian spaces, nobody's sugarcoating anything. But what you will find is Nigerians, yes, are sugarcoating their issues when speaking in front of other people, which is why people are so upset with ancestors, because it's just not a thing you do in Nigerian culture. If you have a family issue, you discuss it in your family, not outside. So it's the same thing that Nigerians are doing with nationalistic issues. If you have an issue with your nation, you're speaking with your nation, not outside. So that was just me explaining why you see some Nigerians coming to berate ancestors. Like, I was just explaining why you see that.
And I understand that, but I think Nigerians' problem has now become I don't want to say a global issue now, but they're no longer contained in Nigeria anymore, because if like half of South Africans' problems anyone who complains about South Africans will normally complain about South Africans in South Africa. Like, you guys claim that we are Xenos, but we are Xenos in South Africa. But the most of the things that that people complain about Nigerians is normally outside of Nigeria. Like all the fraud that people tend to complain about and whatnot, the powder, whatnot. It's normally stuff that's happening outside of Nigeria. So I think it's about time that Nigerians started talking about their issues a whole lot more, because now it's starting to affect the world. Hence I brought up the whole
I agree.
Hence I brought up the whole passport issue, not to try and bash Nigerians, but I'm saying that other countries are starting to see now. Nigerians are starting to are being looked at much with a magnifying glass now as compared to other countries, because of the experiences that other countries have had with them. So I think personally for me, it's about time that if Nigerians are, in inverted commas, private people, I think it's about time that they don't become so private about their issues in Nigeria and abroad. And
I agree with that for sure. But I think actually that magnifying glass you were saying, actually that time that time was before, maybe about 15, 20 years ago. I would say Nigeria was under heavy scrutiny, like around the world, because, as I said earlier, while we're private, we're also our biggest critics and very loud mouths, to the point where the world actually thinks Nigerians are the biggest criminals in terms of frauds and stuff, when actually it's the Russians and the Indians. And this is not just me saying it, the statistics are out there.
But we're talking about Africans here. We understand other people, but because this is a family meeting that we're having here, because it's all Africans, all black people. I actually think,
I get that, but I would actually say back in return to you, like, I think, Nigeria has been under the scrutiny of the spotlight for very many years, but actually at this point, it is actually South Africa who's also coming under the spotlight, because it's like the whole of Africa are actually seeing as well that something's not quite right here, because for years, there seems to be this same issue that keeps coming out of the same country. And, if we're talking about... Hold on, sorry.
It's not right in South Africa.
It's not right. No, that's for sure. It's happening in South Africa. Nigerians are also dealing with things in Nigeria. But the difference between Nigerians and South Africans, Nigerians tend to be a lot more... We're more travelers. We travel around the globe a lot.
No, you don't travel. You migrate. You go into people's countries.
It's the same. Please let me finish what I'm saying. Nigerians travel a lot to different countries. A lot of us migrate. If you're happy, Biafran. But a lot of us actually travel because a lot of us are actually curious about the world, and a lot of us actually seek economic prosperity outside Nigeria as well. So I'm not sure
why don't you guys, I have a question for you people. If you guys, peoples was trying to do that on purpose, I lost my train of thought, because that's why I had to give a space to speak. Let me just have someone else. I think I'll come back.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay,
again, I would appreciate whatever you have to say. Like, I'll be happy to hear it. Maybe when it comes back to you later. I just didn't like how you were about to.
Okay, Miss Peoples, do you want to have the last word?
Guys, let's stop. Miss Peoples, can you please hold on, Sissy? Can you please hold on? We're moving on now. Go ahead, Sylvan. Miss Biafina, please come back up.
Thank you very much, moderator. If people talk about, like, I wanted to actually hear what Miss Biafra wanted to ask here too, because I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. You are